Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Practice. Kính thưa quý thầy, quý sư cô, toàn thể quý bạn đồng tham. Đối với tham thiền chú trọng thực hành. Trên thực hành chúng ta nhờ
Dear Dharma friends,
nhờ thiền tri thức luôn khai thị.
so our method is more about practicing. Sometimes the wise teacher just raised the question to encourage us to practice. Sometimes the sharing from the Dharma friends will encourage us in practicing. And so practitioner just should remember that for be able to practice on the right path, we need to have the trust in the mind and to maintain in doubt. The more we practice, the more we feel our mind more clearly, more open, and we will digest all the Buddha teaching and the wise teacher teaching. The more we go on the path, the more we feel comfortable, feel stable, in continuing to go to direct to Buddhahood. That's why we need to rely ourselves in triple choose and stay close to the wise teacher, which can help us to recognize our self nature and to recognize our self attachment and ignorance, and always change ourselves and keep on practicing. To rely in the triple choose and rely on the right Dharma and practice on the right path. What is the right Dharma? The right Dharma is non-self-attachment. If we can recognize the right Dharma is non-self-attachment, then wherever we hear, whatever we're doing, we will be able to go on the right path by practicing. Remember, the principle of the practice is the doubt is the cause and the enlightenment is the effects. So this is not the idea for us to keep discussion about the idea and not practicing. As the page said, the cause is the doubt, enlightenment is the effect. The Buddha explained about the prajna, or how to contemplate on the prajna. So we are maintaining doubt on practicing. That is the way we contemplating on the prajna. But we need to be able to practice to maintain in the doubt correctly, or else we may just stay on the tail word and we have not ever returned back to the Huato. Doesn't matter how long we stay on this path, and we still cannot be able to return back to our self nature. Therefore, practitioners should keep in mind that because of our self-attachment and ignorance, because we want to liberate ourselves from this birth and death circle, and we put this on as a priority thing for us to solve in our life, and there we will be able to practice. Most of us, we just understand the word that the page said that to see the circle of birth and death and permanent is really there and always take us away from this life any moment in our life, and we cannot be able to practice. We understand it clearly, but we don't really sincerely digest this idea in our mind. That's why we still cannot practice, and we keep trying to understanding all the Buddha teaching and the Patriarch teaching, but we don't really practice sincerely and diligently. And so that we have all of this session for practitioner to learn, to remind each other in practicing. So sometimes we understand impermanent is the priority for us to solve in this life, but we not really care about it. We just understand it. We just not really care about that. That's why we still care about our prosperity, our friend and name, our business more important than practice. A practitioner should recognize this, notice that, and come back to the practice. That's what he would like to share for today. And now it's time for Q&A. If anyone has any question, please bring it up. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.
Trong cái sinh hoạt chúng ta để mà nhớ về cái sự tu tập, thì hiện tại trong đạo tràng bên nào có những cái thắc mắc gì về sự tu tập công phu, xin cứ mạnh dạn đề ra. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Kim Yến, please. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Sanghas and Dharma friends, dear Thầy, I got help about my practice. Dear Thầy, when I practice, especially this afternoon when I asked the question, like before the heaven and an earth come to existence, what was I? And in my mind feels like burning, and my body starting burning too. I feel like I thought that maybe I asked too fast, and I feel, and I don't know if my mind was burning or asked too fast too, and I really didn't know that, but I started feel a little fear, and I start ask the question really slowly, and I feel a little calm down and come back to normal. Could you explain more about this? Maybe I feel I was sick for something in the practice. Thầy answering that anything happening in our mind, in our body, that is called from our self-attachment and ignorance. You know, sometimes we feel that our face burning up, our nose burning up, our mind burning up. That is called from self-attachment. So remember, we are still on the path of liberation. So everybody has one on karma. So and we have a different symptom, different condition when we start in practicing, and the practice kind of have a little friction, between the karma and the practice. So the karma or the bad habit is already there in our mind. Even though we notice that, we understand that everything is impermanent, everything is in the dream, but because we still in the dream, we still in impermanent, that's why we still being controlled by it, because we cannot awaken, we have not awakened, we cannot master in our mind yet. So we have so many attachment, like family attachment, relativity attachment, relative attachment, and business, so on. Even only ourselves, we still have attachment too, because that is our karmic energy being with us for so many lives. And we always have a lot of seeking, a lot of attaining, a lot of fearing. Maybe sometimes it's not on the practice, but sometimes it's from the practice too. But it's come from the physical body when it's not in a good condition. It will change in up and down sometimes, because the physical body created from the fire element, right? Sometimes the fire element greater than water element, and we will create some symptom, or sometimes water greater than the fire, then we still have a symptom on the physical body, with abstracted from practicing. Called from the practice, we will recognize the changes in our physical body or our mind too. In our life, if we have not practiced, we won't see those changes, because our mind always so busy with the condition, like about house, about property, about wives and husband, about children and friends. So in our hair growing and our nail growing, but we don't really recognize that. But when we practice, we will recognize those things, and we will eliminate those things. We don't attach to those things. We don't pay too much attention to that, and we recognize thought is racing in our mind, and we will see it. And sometimes we see our angry thought arise in our mind, our happy thoughts arise in our mind. But we recognize that, and we keep on practicing. That comes from the practice. And when we can maintain in the practice, we will eliminate all those form from rough form, and to a really subtle form too. But remember, any form still in the mind, that is uh, the image of self-attachment and ignorance. If we can maintain in doubt consistently, we gradually go beyond the relativity of the objects and the subjects and entering Buddhahood. Doesn't matter if during practicing we have any symptom, we recognize any symptom, because those symptom is already been there, it's already changing. But before we don't practice, we didn't know that, we didn't notice that. But now we practice, our mind kind of calm down and clear, and we see it more clearly. And sometimes it's kind of stay quiet, stay peaceful, but sometimes it stay kind of hot and cold and crazy and upset, so on. All those symptoms it always changing all the time, never end. So because that is in duality, because the physical is in duality, so we cannot escape it. Therefore, practitioners should need to keep on practicing, maintaining Tao, maintaining Tao diligently and interruptedly, and we will be able to attain Buddhahood, and we will overcome a dull state of mind. Even we see the tranquility mind state of, tranquility state of mind, we still have to keep going. Like the Buddha said, if we recognize that and not cling on that state of mind, keep going, that is a good sign. That is a progress. But if we stuck with that state of mind, then we fall back into self-attachment and we being controlled by the five aggregates again. And that is the object of the sickness of the mind. And just recognize that and come back to the practice. Treat our sickness of the mind until we get awakened. Then all those signs, all those symptoms will be disappear. All those abidance will be dropped out. That's also the idea we can let go of the self-attachment and ignorance, and let go of all of the suffering of samsara. When we can be able to let go of that, doesn't matter wherever we are, we will be free from samsara, because we have not feel anything, and everything we do is just to help all sentient beings deliver themselves from samsara. Do you understand? Yes, I do. Thank you, Thầy. Dear Thầy, I have a little this from practice. Need your help in practicing. I think I doing something wrong. As you said earlier that when we practice, we will return back to the self nature. We have no discrimination. Dear Thầy, I still ask the question when I first started ask the what question clearly as I asked, like before the heaven and earth come to existence, was I. When I asked, I feel like before heaven and earth come to existence, was I. But then suddenly I feel my mind starting notice like I don't think anything, but then why I just keep ask like before heaven and earth come to existence, what was I? And I feel a little uncomfortable. Dear Thầy, is that I do something wrong? Could you help me in this? Thầy answering that. Practicing meditation, especially Hoạt meditation, we focus in maintaining doubt. Like on the question we asked, before heaven and earth come to existence, what was I? And empty clouds and masters, said that the question is just like the can to help disabled person to walk. The Tao is the walking. So for us, we need to maintain in doubt. So when we're talking about maintaining doubt, we don't try to create the doubt and attach into the feeling of we notice that is a doubt or trying to recognize the doubt, then we still stay at the tail word. Remember, don't keep clinging on the word and get lost in the idea. Some people they get this idea and then they think, okay, I don't want to chase after the word. I want to get the right idea. Then they'll still stuck in the word of don't attach into the word and get lost from getting the idea. And if we keep arise so many thought of worrying, and then worry and confusing, because when we get to the state that there's nothing for us to hold on, nothing for us to seek for, nothing for us to grab on, and we kind of start in worry and we don't want to go forward and make us feel uncomfortable and worry, because we are living in this material world that we just want to know everything. Whatever we do, we want to get a result. Whatever we start doing, we want to get to the destination. So for our practice, there's no destination for us to go to. There's nothing for us to wrap on. If we still have something to hold on to head to, then we still being controlled by self-attachment and ignorance. Therefore, the Buddha create those skillful means and he negate all those skillful means to help practitioner to let go of self-attachment, to liberate themselves from samsara. But most of us, we don't practice. That's why we don't get this idea and we keep continuing to seek for explanation and we get lost in explanation. Remember, this method is that Tao is a cause. The enlightenment is the effect. So we have to maintain in Tao. If we maintain in Tao 100%, we will get to enlightenment absolutely 100%. But if we have not maintained in 100% of Tao, then we still stuck in somewhere. This matter, a lot of practitioners get stuck from this state of mind because we allow the assuming mind to arise in our mind and stop us from practicing. So it's really mild mistake, but it may skip us from practicing for many, many lives. So be careful. Practitioners should keep in mind that when we already have a mindset that want to solve the birth and death, want to master in our mind from birth and death, doesn't matter how long we are on the practice, this life or many, many life in the future, we just keep this practice and keep on practicing until we attain Buddhahood. And if we truly have this determination thought in our mind, we will be able to practice diligently and we may attain Buddhahood absolutely this life. And if we can maintain in the Tao consistently with this thought of mastering our mind from birth and death, and we will just one step, we will attain the Buddhahood. And when we get to this state, some people they don't have the trust in the mind completely. They don't have the strong determination of soul in the birth and death, they may return back to their self-attachment and ignorance. So there are a lot of examples that the page explain to us, like when we get to the state that so confusing, so worrying, so upsetting, just like we sung Zen Master treat Hương Nghiêm Zen Master that Hương Nghiêm Zen Master want to get the answer from we sung, but we son didn't answer him, and whatever he brought out the answer, we son just negate, deny all, and make Hương Nghiêm to the state of upset and really want to know the answer. That he attained Buddhahood. Or another example, the nun that practicing sincerely, and she keep asking her question for many years, and she keep continuing to ask her master that, do you have any skill to help me to attain Buddhahood and any other Dharma that I can practice quicker and get enlightenment, because I don't want to live in this dream anymore. I don't want to be in control by ignorance and self-attachment anymore. And one day the master know it's worth the time for her. So the master answer her, yes, now I do have the dharmas. And she said, okay, why don't you tell me earlier? Just quicker, please tell me. So the master said, okay, you have to calm your mind down and listen to me clearly. And the master just asked the question that she practicing, like not the mind, not the Buddha, not the thing. What is it? Right there, she attained Buddhahood. So just only a little thing that practitioner will attain Buddhahood. So based on practicing, not different thing else, nothing else different than practicing. So come back, though skillful mean that it's really difficult for us. It's not for us to understand, but if we already understand it, then we get lost in discrimination. We get lost in copying all of those stories. Because nowadays, because the technology, we can see all the story on online and from other teacher. You know, we support not to share the skillful mean of the page to practitioner, but uh, we we cannot deny it. We need to share it. But practitioners should keep on practicing to attain Buddhahood. If we don't practice, then we cannot attain Buddhahood. She answered, she understood. Thank you, thầy. She will correct herself.
Dạ, con hiểu cái chỗ này rồi. Con sẽ chỉnh lại cái công phu của mình. Con xin cảm ơn thầy.
She has another question. She has a question that her Dharma friend share practice with her. Like when Dharma friend asked the question, and the feeling of want to know and don't know is already there, and she wait for that feeling, stay for a while, and then she start keep ask again. Is that correct? Is that the way we can practice correctly? Would you explain more about this? Thầy answering that this kind of practice in Huệ Lý Sin Master they
thầy và đại chúng
they come ask who listen master about that. Even in Cao Mân Temple, they doing this too, and they bring this to us, the Dharma teacher there, even Đức Lâm Zen Master or Lai Quả Zen Master too. Lai Quả Zen Master answering that, even because when we ask the question, the Tao already there, right? But we need to keep continuing to ask the question. So don't strip up the question, keep ask the question continuously. Like Empty Clouds and Master said that the can is the fake leg, because when we make one step, we cannot, if we cannot arrive the destination, right? We have to keep walking to get to the destination. So, and when we can ask the question continuously, then our mind don't have the tendency to ask the question. It should automatically ask the question in our mind. Then we automatically maintain the Tao. To get to the great Tao, we still practicing, but we don't notice we are practicing. That is the true practice. That like what Asen Master said. Therefore, practitioner just keep asking what the question. Doesn't matter if there is a doubt arise yet or not, already there yet or not. We just keep asking what the question. Gradually, we will live in the duality, truthfully. If we notice we are living duality, because we still see we are living duality, that is still the object of the mind. So that's really dangerous. That's it, not the true practice. Like in Cao Mân Temple, the Zen master there said, some people ask him that when I ask a question, the Tao already there, and then should I maintain the Tao until the Tao fading? I ask a question again. So the master said, yes, when you ask a question, the Tao already there, and you maintaining the Tao, and then you maintaining the Tao fall into sleepiness, and you forgot to ask the question. How can you keep the practice continuously? Remember, those thoughts arise is the thought of ignorance or attachment that obstruct us to keep on practicing diligently, because we don't have the truthful determination of soul and the birth and death. We don't have the truthful trust in our mind. That's why we keep seeking for something that we hearing, seeking something that we understanding, and we just chase after the information, and we get lost in practicing. We don't know that the practice is nothing for us to hold on. The practice is nothing for us to seek for. The practice is nothing for us to see and to cling on. So we just need to practice to help us to get out of duality. If we keep sinking deep into the duality, how can we liberate ourselves from samsara? Remember this practice that the page is saying that we take an advantage, using the army of enemy to go into the commander, the center of enemy to cast the commander. But like we using the consciousness, one thought of ignorance, to go into the fundamental of ignorance, to break through the fundamental of ignorance and free ourselves from samsara. Don't keep chasing after duality. go deep into the already. Remember, the practice have two principles. One is trust in mind, two is maintaining doubt. And remember to trust in the mind correctly, then we will practice correctly. Do you understand? She answered, yes. I think Dharma friend understand. Thank you, thầy. We are running out of time. We end the session for now. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.
Dạ thưa thầy, thì con nghĩ bạn đồng tham sẽ hiểu ạ, vì cũng đã ở trên dinh để thỉnh và nghe pháp ạ. Con xin cảm ơn thầy.
Rồi, bây giờ hết giờ. Kính chào hết quý thầy, quý sư cô, bà đồng tham. Nam mô Bổn Sư Cao Đức Phật.